Welcome to the People Connect podcast. Your network is your net worth. Are you ready to take your life to the next level? Be prepared to leap out of your comfort zone and connect with the who's who of what you want to do. Stop, drop, and roll as we start, market, and grow the CEO of you and your host, Nichelle Womack. She will help you engage, reinvent, motivate, and reactivate your plans for success.
Afternoon, good evening rather. How's everyone doing? Welcome to this live broadcast of the People Connect podcast. I am Nichelle Womack, your host. I got a little glare in my eyes or the glass or something here. And I am so excited to bring to you another live broadcast in the year of 2018. Haven't seen you live since last year, but we still consistently do them live once a month. And we're trying to get back in the swing of doing it again because there are so many amazing women out there, men out there that are doing business that you need to hear from. And I'm so excited today to bring to you my guest, who's going to share us some information. If you are a business owner, if you're thinking about going in business, she has a lot of information to help you elevate your voice on social media, Facebook in particular. She's a lead generation specialist. Let me give a little brief introduction about her. First off, I just want to just bring to your attention, today's broadcast is brought to you by Motor Club of America, where you can get roadside assistance, unlimited towing. You can go check that out at the roadsidebuddy.com. Again, the roadsidebuddy.com to learn more about our sponsor for today's broadcast. Kristen Robinson is the lead generation specialist of KR Design. She helps online entrepreneurs get more leads for their launches and promotions using Facebook ads and live streaming. When she is not working, she is supporting her husband's military unit or playing with her puppy, Tai Chu. Did I get that right, Kristen?
Tai Chu.
Tai Chu, yes, oh my God. Yes. So jumping on right now, we're getting ready to go right into the broadcast. And we had already talked about that, 3 times, and I still got it wrong. Yes. Welcome, Kristen. Thank you so much for being a part of the People Connect podcast. Why don't you just jump right on in and tell a little bit more about, outside of the bio you sent me, about what you do and why you are the specialist at it and why you're great at it and how you can help our audience in their lead generation and exposing their voice as well as putting their profile out there with Facebook and social media.
Wow, that's a lot to say, but okay. I'll take my best stab at it.
Yes.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. Hey, everybody. I'm Kristen Robinson. I'm known as a lead gen specialist, and I basically help online entrepreneurs generate more leads with their launches and promotions using Facebook ads and live streaming and social media. Something important you probably should know that maybe you didn't pick up on the bio is I'm a military spouse. So my husband serves our country in the U.S. Marine Corps. So I move every 3 to 3.5 years, which means in any given location, I'm in business for only 100 weeks. That's it. That's all I get in any location of 100 weeks. So obviously being online is essential to our lifestyle. Like I can't have an offline business. I mean, I could, but it would just really suffer really bad, right? So right now we've been in New Orleans. We've been to Jacksonville, North Carolina. We've been to Virginia. We've been to New Orleans, and Hawaii. So that's where we've been so far on this military journey. What I can tell from you, what I can answer all these questions, why my lead generation specialist is because if you think about it, if I have to pick up and move all the time, I have to keep generating leads. And that's what happened when I first started my business in Jacksonville. I did everything they tell you to do, right? Like I networked. I even started my own. It's funny, I was talking to one of my clients today about this. I even started my own networking event in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I was a co-founder of Coastal Bash, which was a networking event that happened the second Thursday of the month that averaged about 50 attendees, bringing people all the way from Morehead City, which is a 25-minute drive, all the way from Raleigh, North Carolina, which is a 2-hour drive. So we had people driving 2 hours just to come to our event because that's how awesome the networking was. So like I said, I did everything people tell you to do. Got the website, went networking, got my cards. And then my husband got orders and was like, we're going to Hawaii. But it's not a bad thing, right? Like you're going to Hawaii. But that was devastating for me because I moved literally from the Eastern time zone to the Hawaiian time zone, which is 6 hours apart. And I lost 90% of my clients because they couldn't handle the fact that I was online. They couldn't handle it. They didn't like the fact that they couldn't reach out and touch me and ask me questions. So losing 90% of my clientele, I was like, oh my gosh, how do I drum up business? So I drummed up business in Hawaii. I started hosting my own workshops, networking. Only this time I was like, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I need to be online. So I started being online, and about Hawaii, my business became 50-50. 50% online, 50% offline, versus in North Carolina, it was 90% offline and 10% online, of course. So then moving from Hawaii to Virginia, my business was still about 75-25 at that point, 75% online, 25% offline. And now finally in New Orleans, I can finally say it, we are 100% online. I do not have any clients here locally in New Orleans. That's okay, because I have clients, in Canada, Australia, the UK, everywhere in the world, who do not care what time zone I am in, as long as they get the information and the mentoring they need from me. So how can I help you lead generate? I seriously been through it, done that. As far as Facebook ads and social media, what I have found starting out in my business is social media was the easiest thing at the time, and it still is actually, to generate leads. Number one, it's free, right? So, and if you pick the right social media platform that goes with your personality, it's very easy to generate leads, right? So one of my favorites is Facebook. And the reason why I love Facebook is because it has different layers than any other social media platform, right? Like Instagram, you post pictures, you got Insta stories, and that's cool, right? LinkedIn, you post, you got some videos, blog, whatever. But Facebook has what? Groups. It has live. It has your pages. Like, you can do ads. Like, there's so much you can do with Facebook that most people, if you want to just start somewhere, Facebook is the best bet. It's also the biggest social media platform. A lot of people don't know, but if Facebook were a country, it would be bigger than China. That's how big Facebook is. A lot of people don't know it has over 1 billion people. And to make matters even kind of hilarious, a lot of people ask me, oh my gosh, like, I'm scared to do Instagram. I'm scared to do to Twitter. And I'm like, well, how good are you at Facebook? Oh, I'm awesome. I'm like, I hate to break this to you, but Facebook is the most complicated social media platform to learn. If you master Facebook, you can do anything. I have so many clients who go, oh my gosh, I don't know why I was scared of Twitter or Instagram. It's like easy. You just press the button and you go. And I'm like, I know. As opposed to Facebook, you got to go here. You got to go find the photo. You got to put this. You got to tag some things. You got to say, okay, publish. No, I'm serious. Publish again. And, it takes a little bit longer to get something done on Facebook than, let's say, Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or Snapchat, right? It takes a little bit longer. So that's all I like to tell people. If you can master Facebook, you can master any social media platform. So I hope that answered all the stuff you told me to say.
Yeah, you did a great job, lady. I mean, you did great. And, I guess when we're talking about new business owners, because me being the startup CEO, I work with a lot of new entrepreneurs, people that are growing their business and people that are plateaued and don't know what the next level is for them to grow their business. So why is lead generation important? And that's the first question. Perhaps let's go ahead and finish that one first. Yes.
Lead generation is important because I'm realizing something every entrepreneur goes through, whether you're brand new or seasoned, and even I'm guilty of this too. And it's basically this cycle where we spend all this time lead generating, right? We're like trying to get a client. And we finally land a client or two. We start working with that client, and what happens? We stop lead generating, right? So we're working with that client, then we finish, and what happens? Back to the same cycle. I need a client, and you're like lead generating again. We never multitask and work with the client and lead generate at the same time.
Right.
So we have a full pipeline. Like I said, I'm guilty of this too. So that is why lead generation is really important. And depending on what type of business you have, you can definitely set up some things that are automated so you have leads coming into your business while you're still working with clients. And it's just planning that out.
Right. Now, in regards to lead generation, one thing that I know that I've had to personally in my business was to figure out my target market. So someone just starting, if they don't know their target market and they're just out there lead generating, can you specify that?
Yes. So on my campus, when we do Facebook ads, we have a special term for that. We call it the target ideal audience. Target market plus your ideal client equals your Facebook ad audience.
Okay.
Because here's what we figure: if you can get your Facebook audience down to like a very specific, person, you're all the rest of your marketing makes it super simple. And I'll even give us a special assignment to those of you who need to figure this out. So like I said, we call it your target market and your ideal client because
Mhm.
you need both, especially when you're doing Facebook ads. And most entrepreneurs only taught one or the other. They're never
Mhm.
really taught both. So this is how we make all of our clients figure this out. Don't do this now, but later. If you're watching the recording, fine. So you're gonna go get a piece of printer paper, just like printer paper from your computer. You're gonna get some get some colored pencils and some crayons or markers, whatever works for you. And you are literally going to draw out your ideal client,
Mhm.
your target market, your target ideal audience, to so specifically to the point that if you showed it to someone, they could be like, "Oh, that's Rosie, that's Tim, that's Mark, that's Liz,
Mhm.
that's Susie." You get it? That's how specific your target ideal audience needs to be. Because on Facebook, I hate to say it, if you're doing ads, you put in what you get out. So if you're
Mhm.
very general and vague, you're going to get general and vague leads. But
Mhm.
if you're being specific, you want to be specific. I always tell people with Facebook ads, it is so much better to target 100,000 Marys
Mhm.
versus 500,000 Mary, Sue, Tim, and Mark, right? Like
Right.
you don't want all of that. You just want a 100,000 Tims or 100,000 Susies. If you could
Mhm.
get 100,000 or even 50,000 of
Mhm.
that target
Right.
ideal audience, that way you're setting yourself up for great lead generation because your ad's going already out to the right people. Now it's
Mhm.
just a matter of, okay, you're the right people are seeing it. Now just a
Mhm.
matter of, is your ad showing them what they need to
Mhm.
get from you? So we're not even,
Mhm.
so at that point, you've already set up that great foundation that already the right people are seeing it. So that's the
Right.
assignment we give everybody who comes on our campus. That's the first thing everybody does with us when they work with us.
Right. And let's just get a little clarity here because the only way that you can produce an ad is to have a Facebook page. That's the only way. You can't do that on your personal page.
No, you need a Facebook business page.
Right. And then the second question that I have here that, on our personal pages, when you're going live, because, Facebook has gone through this whole analytic thing here, you're going live per se, all of your Facebook friends are not your target market. So how would someone distinguish who's their target market there, or should they just try to build on their on their business page? Can you
You
get some
need
clarity there?
Yeah, you need to build on your business page. And we get this a lot with people trying to do ads because you've been doing everything on your personal and you've been
Hmm.
neglecting your business. And seriously, I'm not saying I'm not saying like, okay, you are bad and evil. I totally
Hmm.
get it, right? With the Facebook algorithm on your business page, you're talking to crickets. And on your
Right.
personal profile, you're getting all this viral. Like, trust me, I
Hmm.
get it. I've been there. I totally get it. But here's the problem, and there's just several layers to this. Number one, you need a business page because if you want to do really cool things like target people who watch your live streams, hello,
Hmm.
for like 10 cents a person, you can't
Hmm.
do that on your personal profile. Number two, you have a 5,000 person friend limit. So basically, if you try doing it, you're just going to end up having to transfer people over anyway to your business page, and that's going to be super painful, right? Because you have a
Hmm.
5,000 person limit. Number three, and this is something people don't realize, is if you are talking about your business on your personal profile, is number one, I don't know if people know this, but that's technically against Facebook terms and conditions. You
Hmm.
cannot use your personal Facebook profile for commercial use. So you definitely don't want to get shut down by Facebook by misusing that. But also, here's the other thing: by talking about your business on your personal profile, you are training people to go to your personal profile to learn about your business. You're
Hmm.
not training them to go to your business page to learn about your business. And that's why you have crickets because they're so busy going to your personal profile for the
Right.
information they need when they need to be going to your business page and engaging with that post and sharing that post so that they can literally refer more people to your business page. So basically, since you're training people to do that, it makes it really hard to untrain people and say, go to my business page, because they're so
Mhm.
used to going to your personal profile. And you definitely don't want to train people to do that.
And you just brought up a great point. People only do what you tell them to do, what you show them to do, and things of that nature as it relates to business. So, in relation to that, I mean, obviously, you want to push people to that business page as you just had clarity. What about these people that are afraid to push that little button and go live?
Okay, I hate to break it to you guys, there's never
Mhm.
going to be a right time. Ever going
Right.
to a right time, okay? I
Mhm.
don't care, like, okay, so let's dispel some myths, okay? First of all, I'm waiting for the right time to go live. Is it 5 o'clock? Who cares? It's never gonna be a right time, okay? Especially if you have an international audience, there's never gonna be a right time. Someone's gonna feel left out because they were sleeping, okay? That's number one. Number two, you're not going to die. I don't know why people think like Facebook's going to reach out and grab their neck and choke them to death. You're not going to die. I promise you. You're not going to die. The Facebook police aren't going to be like, oh my gosh, you said it. Nothing's going to happen. Okay. You're not going to die. All right. That's number two. Number three, this whole excuse about I need to put on makeup and look up. No, no, let's stop that now. Believe it or not, your people want to see you in your natural element. I'm not saying that all the time you got to be in your pajamas, but I'm not saying, let's be real, you're not in makeup and really cute clothes 24/7. Let's be real about this. There are times when you're just in your pajamas, like me, and I'll just be having my puppy on my lap and we're scoping. Now, I'm not saying my puppy's happy with that, but she's just like, but I'm in my pajamas. There have been lots of times where I have literally my hair's like in a bun. I don't have the little cap on, okay? I draw the line there. But I have my hair in a bun and I got
Mhm.
my pajamas on and I'm just talking because it's like 10 o'clock at night. Now, for real, 10 o'clock at night, I don't have makeup on and I'm not wearing my
Mhm.
business clothes.
Mhm.
So be a little authentic. It's totally okay. Your people actually want to see that part of you. Don't be afraid to hide that part of you.
Right. Those are some great tips, Kristen, because, even just being new business owners, you're just trying to really figure out what to do. Would you suggest lead generation be one point or the first part of after getting your focus in on what business that you're trying to do? Would you suggest that someone start with that immediately? Or what part of the business process would you suggest that lead generation take place?
I would say start it immediately because that's where you're going to get your feedback and your clarity on what you need to offer. Because if you're held up in what I call your entrepreneur cave and you're like, oh, I'm
Mhm.
going to create this awesome coaching package. And then you go out and then you're like, oh, it's going to be awesome. What? It doesn't look good. I'm going to keep redoing it. And you're in your cave just working and working and working. Where's the human factor of feedback, right?
Mhm.
Because you've been working on this coaching package instead of just like, okay, I got it. It's good enough. Let me run out there with it. And yeah, it might hurt. Maybe nobody likes it. Maybe one or two people buy it. And you're like, okay, but you've got one or two people. You're
Yeah.
coaching them. You're getting feedback from them. And okay, great. I'm going to go back to my entrepreneur cave and I'm going to work on it and improve it. Right. And if
Mhm.
you keep going back to your cave, working on it, getting it good enough, then going out, I said good enough, not perfect,
Mhm.
good
Mhm.
enough, going back out
Yes.
there, getting feedback and keep going. You're starting, not only are you going to nail your offer on what people want, but you're going to
Mhm.
nail who exactly it is. It's not like you're going to know who your target ideal audience is off the bat and it's perfect and it doesn't change. It's
Mhm.
always evolving and changing because you're always evolving and
Yeah.
changing as an entrepreneur. So I definitely recommend get out there, find some clients, even if your packages aren't perfect, you don't have the right price, just get out there, coach some people, get some feedback, and just keep working on refining what you have.
You've given some amazing tips, Kristen, and I pray and hope that new entrepreneurs are focusing in on this. The live broadcast as well as the recorded, the one that will go up on our site. One last thing I just want you to address as far as branding. When you're in the process of branding your business for new and existing businesses, when you're speaking about that, because you actually just kind of talked about that, you don't want to create something that nobody wants because you're wasting your time. And that's why the targeting and all that stuff is so key and so specific. But when you are branding your business, would you say lead generation will help you do that more effective?
Right, because branding is all about who you are, right? Like marketing is what helps drive traffic and helps get you out there, but branding is really about who you are. And
Mhm.
you're really not going to know who you are as an entrepreneur until you really start working with people and you know what lights you up. Like, I'll
Mhm.
give you guys a great example. When I first started my business, we were a marketing agency. I'm certified in graphic design, I'm certified in web design. So we were doing graphics and I was doing promotional products.
Mhm.
And we did a little bit of social media, just a little bit. And basically, what ended up happening was I enjoyed doing the social media workshops. I enjoyed helping people set up their profiles. Then I started hiring team. I ended up
Mhm.
hiring a copywriter and artist to actually handle that part of our business, my agency, the graphic
Mhm.
design and the web design, so that I could focus on social media. When I moved to Hawaii, what I realized was in the last year that I was in North Carolina before I moved to Hawaii, 85% of our business was social media. And I
Mm.
was like, well, why are we doing these other things for? But I realized the reason why it was 85% of our business was because those were the leads I was generating because that's what I love to do. So it
Mhm.
made sense just to be like, okay, you know what? We're shopping this off. And now
Mhm.
we're a social media agency. And
Mhm.
then when I went from Hawaii, then when I was going from Hawaii to Virginia and now to North Carolina to New Orleans, I realized, okay, social media was cool, but I really, really love Facebook. And more specifically, I love Facebook ads. So we
Mhm.
went from a marketing agency to a social media marketing agency to now we do Facebook ads manager obviously, but we do lead generation. So
Mhm.
it's not it's, so it's like, but that's the only way you're going to figure it out is your
Mhm.
branding, and what you want is by keep doing feedback and keep generating leads and see what you really like to do and how you really like to work with people, and then you'll kind of get an idea of what is you like, what do you want
Mhm.
as your branding, but then also, the marketing of what you like to do too as well in your business.
Wow. Well, you know what, Kristen? I mean, again, like I said, I hope and pray that everybody receives this message because you've given so many tips that someone who's thinking about starting a business, growing it, and evolving, that they can use this information and run with it right away. What do you have available that people can go to your sites, your social media connections, so that they can get in contact with you?
Well, I think the best thing is for, especially for new entrepreneurs, is live streaming. So I will tell you right now, live streaming is like my number two secret weapon on how to generate leads.
Okay.
And what I really, really love about live streaming, and this is great for beginner entrepreneurs and experts alike, is you really don't need a lot to get started. If you're watching this, you can do a live stream. And the cool part is you can actually have this lead generation tool whenever you like. How cool is that you go on Facebook and say, okay, live, and I want to generate leads for my business, or I'm on Periscope and I'm just going to press the go live button and go live. And that's one of the most beautiful things about live streaming is whenever you feel like you want a speaking gig or you want to be booked or you want to generate leads, all you have to do is pull out your phone and just go. It's not
Right.
anything you have to really set up or get ready to do. So I would like to offer your audience my Facebook Live checklist. So it's
Mhm.
7 things you need to know to monetize your Facebook Live broadcast. And you can get that at livestreamchecklist.com. Very simple. And it's really, really short, you guys. It's maybe 7 or 8 pages. But basically what it is, you want it next to you for your first couple of Facebook Live broadcasts. It
Mhm.
gives you all the things you need to monetize, like how to introduce yourself, how to do your recap, how to do your summary. Don't forget your call to action.
Mhm.
All those things, those 7 things you need to add so that people feel, so you don't look salesy, number one, so you don't look
Right.
salesy, but
Mhm.
also you're making that offer in a very authentic way that sounds warming and makes them very compelled and go,
Mhm.
yeah, I want to do that. That sounds great. And also a great way for you to actually give away great content. So it's not just like, hey, I'm Kristen, get my thing, right? It's like, hey, let me give you some great content. And
Yeah.
just enough for them to whet the appetite and go on to take you up on your offer, whatever that call to action is. So 7 things you need to know to monetize every Facebook Live broadcast. Just go to livestreamchecklist.com and go grab it.
Right. Awesome. Livestreamchecklist.com. I also put this in the notes on the broadcast when we do that. Again, you've given some amazing tips. Your social media, are you on Instagram, Facebook, Periscope? Where can they reach you?
So yeah, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook at KRD Marketing. So if you just Google KRD Marketing, you'll find all of our social media platforms. All the handles are the same on all our platforms.
ARD Marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy to have come in contact with you. I tell you one thing that I've learned. I've been on social media for quite some time, but I think the good thing is that you come in contact with so many different people on a regular basis that you did not know. And I always tell my clients, if your business is not live, if you're not on these platforms, as you just mentioned, they're free, you're missing out on tons of people that you can reach with your business, because business, you can literally be global now. You don't have to just be in your own backyard. You can be global with live streaming, with social media, with Facebook, and then more in particularly, as you just mentioned, the lead generation, Facebook ads, where you're able to connect with people from all over the world.
Exactly.
Yes, yay! Well, thank you so much again, Kristen. I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your Tuesday evening to be with us here at the People Connect podcast. And we will continue to do these. I'm trying to get it done, on at least a monthly basis due to my schedule and some of my guests that I try to have on. But I try to bring information to help you start, market, and grow into the CEO of you. Being an entrepreneur is not easy at all. But when you have great information from people like Kristen that you can take and you can utilize today to get your social media to be able to push that button, whether you go and create some ads to help elevate your business, it's all available for you. So connect again with Kristen, livestreamchecklist.com, to be able to download her tips. I'm sure they're great because, as you can see, she gave very valuable information to help you to elevate your business to the next level. I am Nichelle, your startup CEO, the startup CEO to help you to start a profitable business from your kitchen table while you're still working your 9 to 5. You can go to excelwithnichelle.com to learn more about what I do to help you excel and elevate to that next level. I'm also available at NichelleWomack.com and on Instagram at NichelleWomack. Thanks again for tuning in. Blessings and peace unto you, and may everything that you touch, may it turn to gold. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Don't forget to share this broadcast. Somebody else needs to hear this information too.